All right, but let's dive into this recap right now. It is Thursday, August 2nd, second day of the month, second trade of the month, and I am red. I am. As I said, I will always be open, honest. I love telling you guys my wins, but I also love telling you guys my losses. And why is that? Because my losses as a mentor is what you guys are going to learn the most from. And I want you guys to learn from my mistakes. And I want you guys to be able to take my mistakes and say to yourself, hey, okay, this is what Deck did. I see that Deck did this, and he did not come out profitable. Let me make sure I do not make that mistake. There are a lot of times, of course, I make great wins. As I already talked about, I did the small account challenge from $4,000 all the way up to $85,000. I have had wins this year upwards of $15,000. Last month, I had the $10,000 win. January, I made over $15,000 in 30 minutes. But there are times that I have, solid losses, and today is one of those days. I lost a total of $2,900 today. On what play? NSYS. And NSYS, people have been raving about this play. Now, why was this? Because this was the play that I even played yesterday. When this play went on this beautiful rip, beautiful pop, beautiful climb. This thing was the play that I was in. And where was I in on this play? Right at the break of that 470 mark. I was in a perfect area. If I kept holding, I could have banked a few thousand if I swung it overnight. But, I sold. I made, again, just underneath $1,000. You can watch that in the recap yesterday on August 1st. But today I did give it back. Now, when I was going into this play, I gave strict instructions. And the problem was, I was one of the only ones that didn't follow my own instructions. And I said to myself, what? I said, NSYS, we talked about this in pre-market. If this stock is going to spike, when is it going to spike? 10 o'clock to 10:30. Now, why did I say 10 o'clock and 10:30? Let's put on pre-market right here, and let's look at pre-market. So we can look at pre-market time frame. Let's go back to a 5-minute time frame, and we can even go into after hours as well. And we can say to ourselves what? We can say to ourselves the common consensus for resistance is where? I would say $8, right? We could see we hit $8 here, it fell. We could see it hit $8.16 here, it fell. We could see that it hit $8.20 here, it fell. It hit, it bounced off $8 here, and then fell, and then rose a little bit. Let me say the common consensus area is right along this $8 mark. And we can see that yesterday, we're up all the way in pre-market up towards 940. Came back down, bounced off $8, bounced off $8, cracked $8, got back above $8, cracked $8, broke $8, cracked $8, $8 is now resistance, and we start falling a little bit. Now I said to myself, guys, break of $8 today is where we want to look for a possibility. That's where we want to look for a possible play. Break of $8. Now at the break of $8, that's where the stock can really go on a nice rip. That's where the stock can go on a really nice run. That's where that stock can go on a very nice pop. But you want to wait for the first, 30, 45 minutes to pass. You want to wait for these stocks to kind of set up and consolidate. Because if you don't have them consolidate, they don't show any sort of strength. We know right here that $8 is tough resistance. So if we turn off pre-market right here, and we turn off after hours right here, and we just look at the chart from today, where are we opening up? Right around the $7 mark. Now, if a stock, we're going to talk about this in our upcoming lesson, different types of spikes and how to know if a stock is going to hold its gains or if a stock is going to dump on down. What's the best type of spike to continue to climb? If a stock goes straight up, $7 to $8, goes straight up from $7 to $8, and even more than that, basically, because it was bouncing off its pre-market marks down here towards around 630, and we could see what? We basically went from $6.30 all the way up to $8. Even if you want to just count $7 to $8, that is a dollar straight up spike. And whenever we see straight up, we see straight back down. And we can see that multiple times, guys. When we see straight up moves, we will see straight back down moves, right? We see straight up moves, we see straight back down moves. So NSYS, I said to myself, hey guys, I want to buy the stock at the break of $8, but there's going to be a lot of activity at the bell, and what's going to happen? The stock's going to run probably right up towards around $8, then it's going to fall, and if it's healthy, it's going to consolidate and then re-break $8 later on at around 10 o'clock, 10:30. You guys do not want to buy right at the bell because that's when it's going to be the toughest. And what happened on me? The stock spiked up. My finger was on the trigger. It came up to $8 and just somehow, boom, I bought it. And right when I bought it, what did I say? Guys, do not buy this. It's not good. I knew from the moment I got in, I said, do not buy this. It's not good. Now, as I said, there's a lot of you guys in here. There's 1,000, plus of you guys listening. As a mentor, I want to be responsible. I want to own up to my mistakes. And the last thing I ever want to do is put you guys in a position where you could lose. I did not want to say, everyone buy this to try to make up for my error. I said, guys, stay away from this. I said, guys, you do not want to get into this. Guys, this is about to dump. And what happened? The stock came right back down. But the last thing I ever want to do is put you in a position where this thing is going to collapse. Put you in a position where this is going to fall. And how did I know it was going to fall? Because the stock went straight up to our pre-market resistance, straight up to an area where everyone's going to lock in their gains or bag holders are going to get out. And what happened on this play? That's where, I entered. And what happened immediately, I said, this is going to collapse. This is going to fall. This is going to drop right down to 630. Where did I get 630 from? It was from the previous close right here. And it came right down to 630. And it was a bounce play right off 630. So again, sitting right at $8, I said, this thing is going to dump on me right down towards, 630. Now, what happened here? I could have just, turned and tried to get out as quickly as I can. But I guess, again, to me, I was just so frustrated in the fact that I actually just pulled the trigger on an area that I told no one to pull a trigger on because it was not a smart area. I guess I was just, a little emotionally frustrated with myself that, hey, I know 100% I should not be in on this area, and you just pulled the trigger on an area that 10 times well that you should not be getting in on. If anything, what do you teach? You teach wait for the U-shape. What do you teach? You teach wait for the breakout. You teach if a stock is healthy, it's going to touch its top resistance again. You teach these things. You preach these things. And then right here, again, I made the mistake. I made the mistake, and I knew it right away. And that's why, again, the stock came back on down. The stock was falling. And I said, watch this thing just collapse on me. And I just basically, sat here as the whole entire thing collapsed on me. And as the stock finally, again, tried to hold on up and then got that last little dump right there, I said, hey, you know what? I got to get out. I got to move on. Basically, as the stock came back on down, I was, seeing if it was going to possibly make a U-shaped pattern back on up, if we were going to get some sort of U-shape, if we are going to get some sort of climb, if we are going to get, that, possible like red to green move, like something along this line where you have a nice rip, drop on down, U-shape for its next leg on up. So, that's basically what I was looking for. But as I said, I did not make the right play here. I did not want anyone being trapped at the top. I did not want anyone getting in until the break of $8. Or again, until the stock really starts U-shaping on up. It's cracked, it dropped, it's done. It's an easy short. It's an easy short for traders. But I want to, again, tell you guys all about my wins and let you guys know about how I was, how I was able to win and what I saw. But I also want to tell you about all my losses. And I want to tell you what I did wrong so you guys don't make the same mistake. And I want to be able to say, hey, you know what? I made a loss. I lost $2,900 today. Is that going to ruin my account? No. Does it ruin my morning? It's not fun, right? I've had better mornings, you could say. But why am I not devastated over this? Why am I not, oh my gosh, I lost $2,900? Because one, as I said, my average win is over $1,000. My normal average loss is roughly around 300. So my average win is over 1,000. My normal loss is around 300 to 400. That's my average loss. So if that statistics continue, I'll be able to make this back no problem. Now, also, why am I okay with this? It's because the plain fact I knew I was wrong the moment it happened. Where do traders really blow up their accounts? Traders blow up their accounts when they keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again. They make the same mistakes over without ever learning from them. I knew I was wrong the moment my finger hopped in and clicked that button and said buy. Right? So why am I not devastated about a big time loss? It's just because of the plain fact that I know that I was wrong, and that's easily adjustable. It's easily fixable to not come across that loss again. The problem is people get upset. They throw their computer, they walk away, they let emotions take over them to the fullest level. And they don't ever learn anything from their loss. And they don't learn anything from their mistake. And to me, I know the mistake that was made. To me, I know how to correct it. To me, the moment I got in, I knew I was wrong. And I know again what to fix. I shouldn't be again chasing a play that spiked up $1 straight with $8 pre-market resistance off a stock with a low float that could easily crash. And on top of that, again, I could have cut my losses a lot quicker. I guess I was just like, wow, I'm just, I know I'm so wrong here. I'm just gonna like let this one burn a little bit. So that's basically again, how my morning started off right here. Now I'm down about 2 grand overall in August, second day right here. Not the best start. Every single month so far has been very solid ever since I started that small account challenge. Again, the small account challenge was back, it started in October. We ended it in March. Then I've just been trading with around a $40,000 account since. But as we said, right now, whenever I start getting a little too loosey-goosey, what do I like to do? Start sharpening up my trading. Best way to sharpen up my trading is to do what, guys? Is to go back down to a small account. So make sure you guys stay tuned for those details. That's something that's very important. And I want you to understand what I did here, what happened, got a little emotionally attached. Again, clicked it, knew immediately I was wrong. But as I said, I want you to learn from my mistakes as a trader, learn from my mistakes as a mentor. And that's why, again, I live stream, I publicize this. So, you guys can take from it my losses and you guys can make gains in the future. So it is very important that you guys, see this. And I'm happy that you guys are able to learn from this. Obviously, it's a little frustrating to myself, but I know what I can fix it. It's easily adjustable.